Alright, y'all. I just wanted to come talk to y'all about these peppers that I'm growing this year. Ain't that pretty? It's starting to turn. That was the first one I had on there. One right behind it too. Look at how plentiful that is. And I don't know if y'all can see that. Can y'all see all them flowers? There's so many more flowers coming on this thing. These habaneros or something else. Um, that's the loco peppers. Ed tasted the habaneros. Um, this over here, I'm gonna pick this. Um, these are fushimi peppers. They're they're not that big because this thing shaded it out, and this thing kind of took over. I was getting bigger peppers earlier in the season. I was getting a lot bigger peppers. I'm gonna pick the ones that I see kind of turning while I'm in here. I know y'all can't see what I'm doing, but one way in the background there. Look at that mouse melon. A mouse melons decided to start back producing, but anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm gonna talk about these peppers. First year growing habanero. I don't really eat super hot peppers. I kind of want to grow a Scotch bonnet next year, but I haven't tasted them, so I can't say much about them. I've grown these before. So yeah, like I said, I grew these before, and they do taste really good. As with any pepper, the more you pick the peppers off, they'll give you more peppers. So I try to kind of pick them. These over here have a lot more red ones. I hate those things. Anyway, those leaf leg, leaf, I don't know, leaf leg bugs. I don't know what they're called. You guys know what I'm talking about. They fly and stand around and they do nothing. So these have a really kind of bushy. Oh great! I just took the whole top. That's all right. These have a really kind of bushy. They don't get very big. Don't mind the cages. I just never take my cages off. Yeah, they have a really kind of bushy growth. I like that about them. You don't need a cage. They're really pretty. If you don't eat them, you'll definitely like looking at them. Because I mean, look at all the colors: purple, yellow, orange, red. And they taste really good. If you like hot peppers, you'll like these. The flesh is it's not super thick, but it's not super thin either. So I'd say it's kind of medium fleshed. And the size of the peppers, the biggest size you're probably going to get is about like that. They're considered ripe when they're red. If I save seeds, I only save seeds from the ripe ones. And so that's the loco peppers, or pretty and purple, or whatever you want to call them. The other peppers I want to talk about, let's see. Trying to decide which way to go. I'm also trying to hurry up because mosquitoes are out and about and eating me alive. These are fushimi as well. I ended up having a lot more fushimi plants than I thought. And I know most people just like fry those, like saute them in a pan, put a little salt on them and eat them. That's not what I do with them. I have done that. It does taste good. But generally, what I tend to do is I chop them up and cook them and stuff. The fushimi and the shishito. These I'm picking now are shishitos. And they have a great flavor, like a great pepper flavor. The skin's not as thick as a bell pepper. It's a lot thinner. I know Tim at Oxbow Farm said his got hot when they got red. Mine didn't. They weren't hot at all. Um, but you know, different strains of peppers, you get different stuff. My shishitos don't get hot either, and that's crazy because they're planted right next to habaneros. And I'm surprised. I watched the bees; they go between the flowers, and I was actually scared these were gonna get hot. But maybe what'll happen is if I save the seeds next year when I grow the seeds, those might be hot. So that might be what happens. They're not gonna show that trait in these peppers, but when I grow them out the next year, they may be ridiculously hot. I don't know. Um, we'll see. It is what it is. This is my other habanero, and it has now just like it's got like one pepper right here, but then it's got a bunch of flowers in here. These habaneros, it just takes them a while for them to set on, I guess, because at the beginning they didn't really want to grow. It didn't seem like. Not sure why that was, but it just didn't really want to grow. Like I said, I haven't tasted the habaneros. That's another loco pepper in there with those purple peppers. That's another shishito pepper in there. I like the shishito. They're kind of bushy like. They don't need any support or anything. Those don't need those supports. Like I said, I just never take my cages off because I never know when I'm going to grow where, when. Because I don't grow the same thing over and over. Look at that pretty cucumber. You may have to come off. But yeah. So if I had a recommendation, if you want a pepper that's really, really productive, this has been my most productive pepper. I would say grow that shishito. And shout out to Tim at Oxbow Farm for telling people about this pepper because I didn't know anything about it until he mentioned it. And when he mentioned it, I bought seeds and grew it. And I like it too. I like it a lot. Didn't need much maintenance or anything. I just pretty much watered it. I fertilized it a little bit, not much. The fushimi, my fushimi were pretty productive. I've been picking off of it, that's why there's nothing on that. They were even grown in places that they probably shouldn't be grown. See how it's growing up out of the middle of these sweet potatoes? And these sweet potatoes have just become jungle, but you know, it is what it is. It still produces well. Well, for me it did. And let's see, I got one more pepper I want to talk about. Let's see here. I always get boletes this time of year. Mushroom. I think that's what those are. I looked them up once before. I think they're boletes. And here. These red peppers right in here. These are cayennes. And they're pretty productive once they got going. They got overshadowed by this tomato, by all this jungliness. But they grew this tall. I mean, they're a good 4 feet tall. I don't think it would have grown that tall unless it was seeking out the light, but I've been getting a lot of peppers off of this. I kind of have to search for them. That's the bottom of the plant in there, but it grew all the way from there all the way up to the top, and you can just see different parts of it. See, it's got flowers. Different parts of it just shoot out up here. Some little peppers in there. These cayennes, hot. They're very hot, but they're good though. I'm gonna take these and some fushimis that are red and grind them up, and I'm gonna attempt to make hot the hot paprika, the smoky paprika, like like a spicy one. That's what I'm gonna attempt to do. We'll see how it turns out. I don't know, but yeah. So yeah, if I were to just say a good pepper to grow that I like, a mild pepper that's not hot, it's really productive, the shishito. My fushimis were productive. They didn't get hot when they got red, but I mean, it depends on the strain. Yours might. I like both of them actually. I think I'm gonna grow them again next year. If I grow these, I think I'm only gonna grow one because they are very productive, but I don't eat that many hot peppers. Unless I find somebody I can give these hot peppers to. If I find somebody that'll take them, fine. The habanero, I really like them. I like the way they look, but it's like, what am I gonna do with all these habaneros? But I don't know. Beef curl. Anyway, I don't know what I'm gonna do with these habaneros. I know I'm gonna grow Scotch bonnets next year. Um, because you can't buy Scotch bonnets. Now I don't know where to buy them. I've looked everywhere, and I don't know where to buy them here around me. So I'm just gonna grow them. But yeah, those are the peppers I got out here, and what I think of them. And like I said, just another way to use the shishito is try cutting them up in stuff. Like I made a spaghetti sauce that was really good. I cut them up in it's another dish I made. I cut up the shishito peppers in, and they gave a really good pepper flavor to it. Another thing I liked about it, when I cooked them in the dish, even in the spaghetti sauce, they didn't really just cook down to mush. They kind of held their body a little bit. So, you could kind of see the pretty, sorry about that, guys. Mosquito bite me. I killed it, though. Um, you could still see the little ringlets of peppers in there, and they didn't cook down to mush. They actually held their body some, so you knew it had peppers in it, which was good. Because I don't like things that cook down to mush. So yeah, that's my pepper thing. I'm gonna have to go in. I want to stay out here because it feels good, but the mosquitoes are absolutely wearing me out. I got a little pepper in here that's been struggling under this for a little while. I'm trying to see what kind of pepper it is. It looks like cayenne, but it might be fushimi. They're kind of pointy. But next time I want to talk to y'all about this ox heart tomato, which was quite surprising to me. But until next time, guys, I'll see you later.